Hi and welcome to Ottawa Eats. I'm your host, Tom Schoch. One of Ottawa's best kept secrets is right here on Bank Street. Bank and 4th, actually, in the heart of the Gleeb. It's Vaughn's Bistro. And the Vaughan stands for, wouldn't you, I don't know, I was going to do something with V, and it's an acronym, and I can't do that. So we're just going to go inside and talk about food, because that's what we're good at on this show. This is the lovely lady behind the restaurant. Thank you so much for having us today. This is, of course, Ottawa Eats. Tell us about this unbelievable restaurant, because the first thing you notice when you come in here are the portraits, obviously. What's the story behind the portraits?
Portraits are, we don't know how we got them, but they're going to be a fundraiser for 3 charities, and the artist is Philip Craig, a well-known Ottawa artist. And there's still another 80 to come. And then in September, I think we decided on September 13th, we'll have a gala and auction them off.
Oh, very cool. So does that mean then all these will be gone?
They'll be all gone.
And you'll have to start all over again?
Yeah, but a different art.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
no more portraits. We might
all
do
these
dogs.
Looking at you. Oh, dogs.
Yeah, dog faces.
Tell us about the restaurant and the idea behind it, because you've been here for quite some time here on Bank Street. So why you started, how come you're still here, and what's great about this place?
Why I started is 35 years ago, there was very few restaurants. They were all ethnic restaurants, more or less. And so you didn't have any bistros. You didn't have any restaurants with different flavors.
Right.
You know, you either had Italian, Lebanese, Greek, and Chinese, you know. So that's the one reason. The second reason is that I really enjoy the hospitality.
Yeah?
I actually enjoy my customers.
Getting to know them one by one.
Right,
they're part of the neighborhood.
Right, they're part of the neighborhood, but they also, you know, we have great service, we have great food, so then they repeat them, so they come back. You know, we haven't lost any.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Other than to age.
Well, that's why you've been here for so long.
Yeah.
You've always had people that have come back.
Yeah.
So what do people come back for? What would you say has been one of those real signature dishes of this place that has never really gone away?
Steak frit.
Okay. Yeah, and you do it really well?
Yeah.
Better than anyone, right? You're
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're not bragging. We have a very good quality of meat, and it's our frit, our hand cut, and they come with mayonnaise, like in Belgium. Right. You know, and that's where this whole thing came from, because that's what you eat in Belgium.
Okay.
Moule frit.
Yeah.
Which is another dish we have. Actually, that's the older dish.
Right. So I'll ask you real quickly here before we jump in the kitchen with your chef, Noah. What is your guilty pleasure when it comes to food? I'm not talking necessarily here, but just you're left to your own devices. You're at home. What is it? Is it a big bowl of ice cream with sprinkles on top and M&Ms?
Nope. Mine. Is this yours? No. Pasta.
Pasta?
Very simple pasta with, actually it sounds very terrible, but it's tomato paste, butter, and you just...
Yeah.
It's delicious.
That is very simple.
Very simple. Fast, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's key, especially with what you do. Yeah. Speed. Get me in and out. Yeah. Excellent. All right, so we're going to hop into the kitchen. Thank you so much for having us.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to try some three different dishes, and then we're going to taste them at the end, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Good. Yeah. Nice for you to come in.
So we find ourselves here in the kitchen. This is Noah. Noah, you are the chef, Grand Poobah, the king.
Pretty much.
Dictator of pans. Is that? Yeah, sure. Okay, where are you from originally? Are you from here, or where are you from?
I'm from out west. I grew up in Chilliwack, Vancouver, Kamloops.
So you're all over the place.
Yeah, been everywhere.
You are a Canada-wide traveler, is that what you would call yourself?
Yep, east to west.
Okay, real quick question before we get started in the kitchen. What's your 3 favorite dishes in order from 1, 2, 3?
Just like overall?
Doesn't matter. It can be junk food. It could be just a bag of chips. It could be whatever you like. If you're in a room by yourself, this is what you're eating because it's your own guilty pleasure. What is it?
You really got to go with a nice cheeseburger.
Okay.
Just a nice, beefy, perfect cheeseburger. And then, love tacos.
All right.
All different sorts, fish tacos.
Always with the fish tacos.
Well, West Coast. I love the fish tacos, all the fresh fish that is out there. And then
number 3, are you maybe a dessert or something? Maybe something sweet? Are you a sweets guy?
I don't mind the sweets. I would say like a good pad thai or a nice noodle bowl.
All right, just gonna throw the dessert right out. Okay, so you're a guy that likes a lot of really good, flavorful, hearty type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So does that kind of stuff make it into your kitchen here as well with the first thing that we're gonna be talking about as well?
It does, actually.
Okay, so what is number 1 on our menu today?
Number 1, we're gonna make the smoked duck breast noodle bowl.
All right, so how do we start? What's step number 1? What do you usually do?
Well, what we'll start with is I already smoked this this duck breast, smoked for about an hour on cold smoke, and you just want to sort of give it little incisions here.
Now, why do you do that exactly?
You just want to let all the fat render out, and then once you have a finished product, you have nice crispy duck skin.
Okay.
It's not chewy; it's just nice and crispy.
Right. Yeah. Beautiful cut of meat too.
These we actually get from Mariposa Farm, and they're all locally raised there.
It's just a little bit of seasoning you're putting on here?
Just a little bit of salt and pepper. And then you just want to put that on a cold pan. You want to start it.
Now, why do you start with a cold pan exactly? Is there a reason for that? Because
well,
sometimes you hear with people with cooking meat, they want it really hot and then...
With this, you don't want to cook the bottom fast, but you just want to cook it nice and slow so you don't have like a burned outside and the fat's still there.
Right.
So while that's sort of going there, I have my broth here. This is basically I just take the stems and other sorts of odds and ends from mushrooms, and this is my mushroom broth. I'll just boil it down, some leek and whatever other vegetable trim I have lying around. So then I have beef broth over here. Just sort of add to that, and that's going to be about 2/3 mushroom, and then 1/3 of the beef broth.
Right.
So then I'm just going to add some sesame oil, some soy sauce, some sugar, some vinegar, and squeeze a lime.
Okay.
The duck is almost rendered off, so I can just sort of drain some of the fat into the deep fryer there, and I can just throw it right in the oven. So now we got our veggies. So with the shiitakes, I'm just gonna take off the edge here, the little dirty parts, make sure there's nothing, it's nice and clean. So I'll get my pan on the heat. I will grab my bok choy as well. I just pretty much take off the stem there and just cut it in half because I like nice big chunks of the food there. And I'm just going to throw the mushrooms in.
Fire!
30 seconds or so. So I really don't want to over garlic this because it's still a pretty powerful dish, but just a little.
Wow, that is a tiny amount of garlic.
I'm going to grab the kale and just give it a quick chop. And I also have my rice noodles here. You don't want to boil them. You don't treat them like pasta at all. You just throw them right in hot water, leave them for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then finish it off in whatever you're cooking.
Okay.
So I can just throw my kale right in there. I'm just going to throw this right in here. I don't want to add the broth yet, because I want to wait until the duck's done. Check on my duck. You want to turn it face down. See how this is nice and crispy and sort of rendered off there?
Wow, beautiful.
About 30 seconds to a minute left in there.
So if people are looking for this specific menu item, this is called?
Smoked duck breast bowl, I believe.
Oh, well there you go. And if not, it's just whatever Noah made on that Ottawa Eats show, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
right, so we're gonna make our second dish here, but before we start, is this your traditional throwing knife? Or is this more your kitchen knife? You look like a ninja.
A little bit of both.
Yeah? Are you skilled with knives?
I'm pretty skilled.
Are you a whittler?
Whittler? Once in a while. Been a while since I whittled around.
Have you ever made a recorder?
Quarter, no.
Oh, okay. We'll have to do that after the show.
Yeah, one of these days.
Okay, right. So what's dish number 2? What are we making here?
We have a Tuscan bean ravioli with crispy pancetta, rapini, and sun-dried tomato.
All right, I'm sold. So what's step number 1? What are we doing?
Step number 1, slice of pancetta.
Can you buy something like this in a butcher shop as well? It's the same type of thing that you would be able to buy out of a store, or is this something that you've done?
This particular pancetta I made myself.
Okay.
I got a whole pig in, and I just sort of broke it down and used the belly to make some pancetta.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely get it at any, probably not a grocery store. I don't think you can get pancetta. Mm-hmm. But say like the Castro's or the Gleeb meat market, you could definitely get.
Okay. Nice plug, by the way. That's
nice
good.
Pancetta.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, I got to help out my friends. Maybe get some free
We're
products.
not arguing. We're not arguing. Yeah.
I'm just gonna
There you go.
put that in a cold pan.
All right.
So that way.
Same reason the cold pan as with the first one.
Yeah, just you can get it if it's too hot, it'll get too crispy and just cook too fast.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So what's step number 2? What are we doing after that?
Step number 2. Well, we'll just sort of slide this over. I got some rapini here, and I'm just going to sort of take off some of the leaves. I don't want too many leaves. I don't know if you've ever dealt with rapini before, but it's very bitter, and the leaves in particular. So you don't want too much of it to sort of be sticking out. So I just sort of want the heads and a little bit of stem, a little bit of leaves, not too much.
Okay.
Also got my sun-dried tomatoes here. So we'll put in these guys first, and I also have some leeks cut up over here. And just sort of give this a little shake. You just notice all that fat coming off. So we can let the rapini kind of poach in that. Let the onions, or the leeks I should say, sort of just absorb all that flavor. I can throw the sun-dried tomatoes in. You know how I like to add a lot of garlic to things?
Yes, I can see that. An entire nib of a spoon.
And then I'll just squeeze some fresh lemon in there. Give it some acidity. So usually I'll deglaze with white wine, but here I'm just going to use water. And what I have is, this is basically a meat jus. So it's a combination of chicken stock, beef stock, and just reduced. Get that back on the burner there. This is handmade ravioli from 2 women from Markham, Ontario. Their company's called Pasta Tavola. This is a Tuscan bean ravioli. And it's really sort of nice because you have a lot of big flavors in there. You have the sun-dried tomatoes, you have the pancetta, the meat jus, and it's sort of, it's a nice contrast. Just a little butter for my inner Julia Childs.
At what point does the inner Julia Child become the outer Julia Child? After the 4th or 5th stick of butter?
Yeah, maybe if I just went like this. If I just dumped the whole thing in.
You threw the whole tub in, right?
Then that's Julia Child's.
Would you ever eat just a cube?
Yeah, why not?
Just eat it. That's right, I ate a cube of butter. Wow, what a beautiful combination of colors and texture and nice rich sauce.
Goes together pretty well, I think. So then I'll just put a little truffle oil on top. And fresh parm.
Wow, perfect. There you go. So, if they're looking for this, this is
a Tuscan bean ravioli.
God, if you could smell this right now. That is amazing. Good work. All right, so we're gonna make dish number 3 when we come back on Ottawa Eats. it's not just a burger, it's a lamb burger, which is the better red meat, right?
Yeah, I like to think so.
Okay, all right. So the lamb burger here on the menu, tell us a little bit about what goes into it and maybe some of the spices that you've used so far on the meat, or is it just the meat?
Ground lamb shoulder.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay, wow, all right. So how does this work? What are we doing first here?
Well, I have this already weighed out. This is 7 ounces.
Okay.
We get lamb shoulder in-house, and we have a grinder downstairs, so we grind our own lamb, and we cook it to order and to temperature. So like you want a medium rare lamb burger, come here and have a medium rare lamb burger. It's damn tasty.
All right. So that's your endorsement right there. And you eat the lamb burger all the time?
Oh, I do.
All right. Is that the Julia Child's coming out again?
No, it's not. There's no butter in this one, I swear.
All right.
So I'm going to start. I'm just going to take a nice little ball there, curve it around. And I have salt and pepper here somewhere.
How often do your friends ask you to barbecue whenever you're at their house? You know, because make that lamb burger you always make.
Yeah, well, they give me the lamb, I'll do it.
And of course, they have to pay you a fee, right?
Well, that fee is usually beer.
Oh, will work for beer. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so generally salted and peppered. And then I want to kind of have it nice and thick, so say if you want it medium rare, you want it medium. Sometimes if somebody gets it well done, I might just pat it down a little smaller. So.
Are you of the opinion that well done is blasphemy when it comes to meat? Sort of the Anthony Bourdain school of thought there.
Yeah, if you want something well done, get a cheap cut of meat. Get like get a brisket. Get something that's made to be well done. It has lots of fat, and then once it's well done, it's gonna still be tender and delicious. But if you're going to get like a tenderloin or even a fish, like I grew up on the West Coast, I like my medium rare salmon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we'll just toss this on the grill, and we'll split that. We might turn this down a little bit. Sometimes that can flare up because lamb's a lot more fatty than the regular beef, so just don't want any flare-ups.
Right. But if you're cooking a lamb burger, it's essentially the same principle as a regular hamburger, correct? You just cook a little bit less, a little lower temperature usually?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Okay. All right.
So I have a feta mousse and a cucumber mint relish. Usually I wouldn't cut an onion like this, but I just need a little bit. Usually I use shallots in this, but we're out of shallots, so you'll see the red onion version.
It's got a nice color, I like that.
So I really don't need very much. It's just to sort of give a little balance to the onion, or to the cucumber, I should say.
From what I've noticed with the cooking that you've done, I mentioned this earlier, but it's very detail oriented. You're not using a lot of any one specific flavor. You're kind of using each one in a very specific proportion. You're very meticulous like that.
Yeah, well, there's got to be balance in the force, you know? So I'm just going to chop a little mint. That should be enough mint. So I need a bowl. Not that bowl. That bowl's got something in it. So mint's pretty powerful, so it should be able to...
Yeah, you can really smell the mint. It's cutting through everything, actually.
So we're just going to mix that up. Got a spoon over here. And this one's also very simple. Salt and pepper. And a little bit of white vinegar. And sugar. And I'm going to finish with some olive oil. Just mix that up, get all those flavors in there. And usually I want to let this sort of rest and soak up the flavors for at least about an hour or so. But it does kind of take on the flavors pretty quickly. So we can put this aside for now and check on this burger.
And look, T for Tom.
I think it's pie.
Whatever.
Actually sort of looks like the Monster logo.
Okay, well, it could look like a fence. It looks like the Roman
Maybe T
numeral
for Tom.
4. Yeah, it's T for Tom.
We'll
We're
go
going
with
the
Tom.
counter.
Yes. All right, so now I got the feta mousse, which really isn't that complicated, but you got your nice creamy feta dressing. Okay. I didn't see anything.
You're an excellent accomplice.
That's what the bank robber said. So, just feta cheese, heavy cream, and some cracked pepper.
It's just so simple.
Alright, so I'm just going to add a little more cream and I'll finish it up. Just because you want to kind of get it a nice, smooth, spreadable. Alright, at this point the burger's almost done. What we can do is we can just cut the bun and throw it on the grill.
Toasted bun and everything. I like that. I like your style.
This is pretty much, this is about medium rare right now, so we'll just take it off and we'll rest it on the side of the grill. Feta mousse is ready. And we'll drop the fries. Alright, so that's pretty much good. We just have our simple little salad and fry plate. There you go, so a nice big slab of this feta mousse underneath. Toss that right there. And the cucumber relish right on top of there.
Beautiful. I was going to ask you as we started, is there a mint component to this? And obviously there is. That looks absolutely amazing.
There you go.
All right. Just absolutely an unbelievable combination of flavors. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So this is the man in the kitchen, and this is what he does, and this is Ottawa Eats. We're going to try this stuff next. That's it for another edition of Ottawa Eats. Thanks so much for joining us, Karen. Thank you for joining me for dinner. Apparently
you.
we're eating all this. We're eating for 3.
Totally.
Okay, so, and you said that I have to have my napkin on.
You have
should I
to
tuck
put
it
it
in or on the lap?
You can do it up here.
Okay. Do I look like a sloppy eater?
No.
Real quick, where can people find you? Website, Facebook, and maybe a phone number where people can look you up.
We have a website. It's Ottawa, Vaughn's Bistro Ottawa. We're on Facebook, and it's 613-233-3277.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like you've worked here for a while.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So come check it out, Vaughn's Bistro on Bank Street in the Gleeb, and try some of this amazing food, which is what I'm going to do. And I have to try the duck. I'm going to try a big bite of it. Oh my God. So good. Thanks for watching Ottawa Eats. Now get out of here. We're eating.
This is actually good. I haven't had this either.